When COVID first began, I thought, this may be really hard, but we're not going to approach mortality on the level of 1918.
But the CDC's numbers show just that. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic killed 675,000 people in the U.S., and by mid-July of this year, COVID-19 had killed 607,000.
Once it did hit, we suddenly realized how ill-equipped we were to handle it.
Guilford College historian Sarah Tucson is talking about the 1918 pandemic, but she could just as well be talking about COVID because, it turns out, pandemics have real similarities.
So this is the museum equivalent of rapid response.
It is.
Glenn Perkins is the curator of community history at the Greensboro Historical Museum, where they already have an exhibit on the current pandemic.
So we've even collected little things like some of those healthcare heroes signs that people would put in their yards.
Right alongside their exhibit on the polio pandemic of the 1940s and 50s, where he sees parallels but also sees stark contrasts.
There was a real civic response, especially in 1948, when the actual epidemic happened here in Greensboro, and you saw nearly 250 cases that summer, reportedly one of the highest per capita in the entire country. When it came to polio, it was children, and I think that caused such heartbreak.
Bill Tankersley,
this was the rehab facility,
was one of those children.
These were the patient wings.
Yeah.
I was in one of these wings.
In 1953, he was stricken with polio and convalesced at the polio-dedicated hospital on the east side of Greensboro. He, too, sees similarities with the current pandemic.
No Sunday school, closed the parks and schools and the movie theaters.
Although Jonas Salk did eventually develop a vaccine for polio, unlike COVID,
they tied you down to the bed so you couldn't move around.
There were virtually no treatments for kids like Tankersley.
There wasn't any medicine. They didn't have any cure. They weren't curing polio. When you were in here, you didn't have polio. What you had was the damage that had been done by the polio.
Meanwhile, during the Spanish flu pandemic at Guilford College in 1918,
the student actually is from High Point, North Carolina.
Alumna Laura Worth was one of the first trained nurses in the area and created an early version of contract tracing for the campus.
Each student who entered the college had an entrance card that gave their name, their home address, and then on the back it shows the dates they were sick with influenza, if they went home or not, and the others will show if they were quarantined.
Greensboro's polio epidemic saw its steps forward, too.
What's very interesting about the polio hospital is it becomes one of the first desegregated facilities, so it's treating both African American children and white children in the same facility in 1948, which was really unheard of at the time.
What the pandemics teach these historians is that collective action can be challenging in a country like America.
Any crisis of this extent, we have to prioritize the we over the me. And, I think the strong impulse towards individualism in our country historically makes that difficult at times.